Hey everybody, this is JJ, and right now what I have for you is going to be just a tabletop review that I promised you on the Schrade Extreme Survival Knife. This is the SCHF9. This knife will be discontinued shortly, I believe, and they've got the SCHF9N now, I think, which is taking its place. Essentially the same design, just different materials. Okay, so I got a lot of stuff to go over in this video, guys. At the end of the video, I will be announcing the winner for the March subscriber giveaway. I'm obviously behind, as usual. So make sure that you stick around for that. And before we get going, I just wanted to also do a real quick shout out to Head Down Products, and I'll put their website down in here. They're going to have a really cool promotional thing coming up here pretty soon that they're going to be doing down in Georgia. You guys should definitely check out their Facebook page and their website and stuff like that to take a look at it. And their line of rifles, they've got really awesome stuff. They make some great billet rifles. And I think it was SCHF who did a pretty cool review on one of their specialty rifles, one of their takedown rifles. I think it's called the Deceptivus or something like that. I'll throw a link into to that video as well, so you guys can take a look at some of the cool stuff that they make if you're not familiar with it already. Anyhow, so this is the review for the SCHF9. Stick with me and we will get started here shortly. Okay guys, so the Extreme Survival Knife is one heck of a knife. It really is pretty amazing. I like a lot of things about it, and I'll talk a little bit about a couple of things that I wasn't the happiest with, but overall I think this is a big win, and especially considering that this knife comes in, you can pick this up for about $45 down at Southblade. Southblade.com has got these, and like I said, I think they're around $45. And for a full tang knife that's made of 1/4 inch thick 1095 carbon steel, man, you just can't beat that at all. You really can't. And this has got, it's got a lot of good features on it, and it's really just a pretty good knife. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the dimensions on it and that kind of thing. Overall, looks like it is just about 12 inches in length, maybe just a touch over 12 inches. The cutting edge on the knife is about 6 inches, and if you include the little finger choil area there, you get about 6 3/4. Handle, obviously, about 5.5-ish, somewhere in there. And then this is the part that is just really incredible. 1/4 inch thick, man. I mean, it's kind of like the BK2. I did a review on that one as well. I'll throw a link to it down in the description or up here somewhere. And this is kind of a similar type knife. It's a little longer, and it's got kind of a more swept and curved blade design. And what I like about this particular little swept edge here is that when you're choking up on it and you're trying to do feather sticks and stuff like that, I feel like bringing this edge back up here closer into your hands gives you a little bit more controllability. So I think that's good. Does it present a little bit of a challenge when sharpening it? Not really. I mean, maybe somewhat. I resharpened this one. It's extremely sharp right now. I sharpened it with the Work Sharp sharpener, and it did it just fine. I mean, I put a little bit more of a kind of a high degree bevel on it than it had on it, and that way, for the winner who wins it, it will be all ready to go for the woods. As you can see, I mean, it put a nice little edge on it. And I think that's going to help it with like cutting feather sticks and different more finer tasks like that, because the edge was just a little bit not blunt, but kind of a wider bevel, I guess. So we kind of brought that bevel back up here a little bit, and I think it's going to cut the finer things just, you know, quite a bit better. Now, as you can see, the finish on it is holding up pretty well, considering I ran it down through several logs during the testing. If you guys want to see the field test video, I'll throw that in here as well. You know, it held up a lot better than I thought it was going to. It definitely held up better than like the Cold Steel series knives and stuff like that. I mean, it's a pretty tough finish. What else can I say about it? As far as ergonomically, it feels really, really good in the hand. The only complaint that I would have about the handle design is that it's just a little bit wide for my hands. And I mean, you'll see here it is, what is that, about an inch and a quarter, about an inch and a quarter or so wide. And so it kind of offers a good palm swell. If you've got bigger hands, you'll probably love it. If you've got medium or smaller hands, then it's probably going to be a little much. But what I found is my wrist was just a little bit tired after, you know, messing with it throughout the field tests and all that kind of stuff. Not a lot, but I would probably just shrink it down, maybe, I don't know, 1/16 or so on each side, and I think it would just fit just about perfect for me. The tip on the knife is extremely strong, very, you know, kind of a spear point tip or whatever. I mean, you're not going to break that thing off or anything like that. I mean, it's a very substantial, you know, tip on it. It does have a little bit of jimping right on the back here. I think that it wouldn't hurt to throw a little bit also right in here. Not absolutely necessary, but it certainly couldn't hurt anything either. Let's see, as far as the handle goes, I believe they call this a TPE. To me, it's essentially just like a rubberized plastic. And what the good part about this handle is it's really, really grippy. It really gives you good traction onto it. You know, I mean, even when wet and stuff, I cleaned this off because it was kind of muddy and stuff from when I was doing my review. And, you know, when I was cleaning and whatnot, I mean, it's still really grippy even when wet. The downside to it, though, is all the ridges in here. You can see all that. When it gets dirty, for example, when I was digging with it and stuff like that, I got some mud up on there. It kind of stays in there. You know, you really have to kind of wash it out. I mean, you got to kind of scrub it to get it out. So that is one thing to consider. I mean, it's not certainly not a big deal or anything like that, because who really cares if the knife's dirty or whatever. But it's just, you know, something for you to consider. Anyway, like I said, overall, as far as the knife goes, for 45 bucks or around that price range, I think it's awesome. I think it's really good. You do have a lanyard hole down here in your handle if you like that as well. So let me talk about the sheath. I let you know that the one negative, the handle kind of is a little wide and a little holds dirt, and then the initial edge that comes out of the factory, I feel like it should be a higher bevel. Here's one of the other potential downsides, but it's also kind of a plus as well. And I guess you'll see what I mean here in a minute. So as far as the sheath goes, I feel like the sheath will last a long time. I don't think that the sheath is cheap or like of a bad quality or anything like that. It's made of rugged materials. It's made of rugged nylon. It's got a plastic insert here where the knife sits. You know, it's not like it's a really terrible sheath. And I do think that it will last, but it's not really refined. You know what I'm saying? Now, most people, they want a $100 knife at a $50 price tag, and so I understand that this is a way for Schrade to keep the price down. But I think that they could do something with the sheath, and just something to make it a little bit more refined. It does have a few kind of cool features. One thing that some people may like is that the belt loop is set up like this so that you can put it on and take it off of your belt without having to take your belt off. Personally, that's not a huge selling point for me because I really like it to be sewn on securely onto my belt. I don't really care for clip-on type designs. But I do think that it's plenty solid. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. So then they've got the PALS webbing, adjustment or attachment point here that you can do to like put it on a pack or a load-bearing vest or something along those lines, and that's pretty cool as well. As you can see, this pouch can also be removed. You can put something else on there, whatever the case may be. Again, got Velcro and all that. I mean, it's pretty stout, and you've also got some horizontal loops in here. So a lot of attachment options, which is a good thing for a wilderness survival type knife, because you never really know how you're going to be carrying it and that kind of thing. The secondary pouch is built fine too. The buckle on here is maybe a little bit cheap, but it's only holding closed, a small little thing here, so it's not that big of a deal. You could definitely fit in a very, very small little survival kit or a few survival items, like ferro rod, a sharpening stone, those kinds of things. Maybe even a small Leatherman, or something like that you could get in there. So that's kind of cool, if you can fit a few little extra things in there. But overall, like I said, I think that the sheath is tough. It just is not extremely refined. I guess that's the best way that I can think of to put it. But overall, it's going to work fine. It's definitely going to protect you. It's definitely plenty strong. The insert that's in it and all that kind of stuff is a very heavy-duty plastic. It's not going to be any problems that way. The loop here, the handle loop to hold it in, is fine. It's also adjustable. It's not going to come out or anything like that. I almost feel like that it should have another one up here towards the top. I don't know. That's kind of debatable, I suppose. I mean, it's easy enough to get on and off your belt and everything like that. That might just be a little too cumbersome, but that might be another potential option as well. Okay, let me go ahead and get a weight for you on this. So it looks like it weighs about 1 pound and 5.3 ounces. So as you can tell, it's a pretty heavy duty knife. Let's just see what the knife alone weighs. Just the blade is 15.5 ounces, so right at a pound, just shy of a pound. And the sheath is 5.7. So definitely heavy duty. Okay guys, so that is pretty much the review on the Extreme Survival Knife, the SCHF9. If you guys want to pick one of these up, just head down to southblade.com and they will be able to hook you up, and I think you'll definitely enjoy it. It's a good and solid sturdy knife. Now on to the fun stuff, I suppose, the winner for the March giveaway. Okay, so let me say that as you guys continue to share my videos and all that kind of stuff more, I definitely appreciate it, and I think it's really awesome, and it's cool. Well, this month we ended up having a tie for second place. Kevin McLaughlin and K-Bar User ended up being tied for second. So I will be sending out each of you guys one of these Survivor fire starters, and you guys have seen my review on these. I think these are very good fire starters. They seem to be high quality. The magnesium's nice and soft, and it works out really well. So pretty cool little product. And if you guys just PM me your shipping address, then I'll get those out to you. And the winner this month for March is going to be Skinny Medic. If you guys don't know Skinny Medic, or if you haven't subscribed to his channel, I would definitely recommend that you do so. He has a lot of good information on medical stuff. He's an EMT, and he gives a lot of little quick kind of tip videos and stuff on how to do things and how to deal with different medical situations. He also sells blowout kits and different trauma kits and stuff like that. and they look like some really good, products as well. So anyhow, Skinny Medic, you won the Extreme Survival Knife. So PM me your shipping address, and I will get that out to you before long. Alright guys, so that is pretty much it. Next month, I believe, April is going to be the main giveaway. I think is going to end up being this Maxpedition bag. Pretty cool little bag. Be a decent little bag for like a home defense bag or something along those lines. Could be a lot of different options you could use this for, like a range bag or a toolkit bag, an EMT bag, first responder type bag, or anything like that. So, definitely continue to like, share, playlist, and all that stuff, and that will get you in those top fan circles. Alright guys, thanks for watching. As always, I definitely appreciate it when you click the thumbs up button, when you share it with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. And don't forget to live the 6 Ps. Prior preparation prevents poor performance.